3 points, podium points now don't count, it's all glory. 25 for a win, Ray's 13 up on Jason O'Halloran. Mackenzie on his return as the reigning champion here to Oulton. Remember, he wasn't here earlier this year. Irwin, Jackson, Ride, Skinner, Bridewell, who will stand on the top step here? Or will it be maybe a rider that's not in a showdown place? Now, this is how they line up on the grid for this one. After a stunning 1:32.9, Bradley Ray is on pole position for this eBay sprint race ahead of Tommy Bridewell and Jason O'Halloran. That's row 1. Peter Hickman on the FHO Racing BMW, not in the showdown, remember, heads row 2 ahead of Mackenzie and Leon Haslam. It's Andy Irwin, Danny Buchan, his teammate, and Glenn Irwin on row 3. And then 3 showdown competitors way back on row 4. Skinner, Jackson, Ride. Following them, it's Brooks, Vickers, Idden, Sykes, Harrison and Takahashi on row 6. Then it's Danny Kent, Tom Neve and Josh Owens on row 7, followed by Storm Stacey, Rio Mizuno and Chrissy Rouse. And on row 9, Leon Jaycock and Liam Delves. 14 laps coming up here, James. Can't wait for this one. It's a good start, absolutely crucial as ever here, especially for those mired down further on the grid.
Yeah, the showdown riders, 3 of them on row 4, have got work to do. They need a start. It's a long way back if you don't make a start around here.
There'll be many people hoping that the rain stays away for this one. It would certainly throw up some interest, wouldn't it, if it was to rain? We've not had a wet race all year long as Brad Ray lines up to pole position. 2022, the showdown is about to begin. The championship leader on the Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha, Bradley Ray, 19 podiums from 24 races so far. Is he about to add another victory to his tally? It's eyes on the lights, it's lights out, the showdown begins. It was a really good start from Jason O'Halloran from 3rd on the grid on the McCann's Yamaha, and so too for Tommy Bridewell, and O'Halloran leads into turn 1.
Yeah, great start from Jason, that really good launch, and that's what gave him that lead into turn 1.
Here we go, dropping down the hill. Tommy Bridewell it is that's in second. He's thought about an attack already. Down into Cascades, this left-hander. Now things open up a bit. It's really fast up towards Island Bend.
Also,
who's that? Is that Storm Stacey? Yes,
maybe.
it is. Yeah, I think it is. And that's not good for him. Around Island Bend we go, though. Few riders running a bit wide, including Danny Buchan. As Bridewell goes up the inside into Shell Oils and leads.
Lovely move that from Tommy. And, you know, round here, if things just click and he's happy with the bike, there's no telling what he can do. He is a quick boy round here.
We saw that last year. He demolished everyone on the Sunday here last year, and that's how things really kicked off. Not had a win yet this season, but you would not put it past that changing here today. It's Bridewell, 46, who leads. Brad Ray thought he was going to have a look up the inside of O'Halloran there into Hizzies. Storm Stacey's rating to just rejoin. That's where he went straight on at Cascades.
Yeah, I mean, normally if you run on a chicane, you've got to rejoin no higher than when you went up. You can't gain time or position advantage, but he's missed out the track out.
Well, Brad Ray's immediately attacking on Jason O'Halloran. That was a lovely move from Ray.
Yeah, confident move as well.
So then on the approach down towards Lodge Corner, is Brad Ray going to attack? He is up the inside of Tommy Bridewell, but is he going to get it stopped on the cutback? Tommy Bridewell and Jason O'Halloran almost touch, but at the end of lap 1, Ray regains his lead.
Yeah, that is a sign of confidence, is that he made it work. He thought better of it and then thought, do you know what, I can do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, all you had to do is look at his lap earlier on for pole position. So much quicker than everyone else. Now, can he make a break? Out front, Bradley Ray, the championship leader. Through Cascades we go. Tommy Bridewell on the Oxford Products Ducatis in 2nd and O'Halloran 3rd. Then it's Hickman in 4th and Haslam. Andy Irwin 7th. Taron Mackenzie 4 places lower down than he started. He's down in 9th place, so work to do for the reigning champ. Into Shell Oils, 28, Brad Ray it is that leads. We've said that plenty of times so far this year. There's Lee Jackson. Lee Jackson is just in 10th place. Mackenzie at the moment in a Kawasaki sandwich.
Not been a brilliant meeting for Lee Bob Jackson so far at a circuit. He got his first ever BSB win earlier on in the year. But that's what this place is like. If you don't get a good run at it, and it can be a frightening place, it can.
And Lee Jackson, of course, the weekend did not get off to a good start here at Oulton. A crash yesterday in FP2 meant that he sat out most of the session. So out of Hizzies and now over Clay Hill. Brad Ray already looking to impose his speed and break out front. He's shown how he can do this on a number of occasions this year, and he just looks unflappable.
Yeah, when you've got 0.8 of a second on everybody, you would expect him not to have to rush. He can sneak away quite I won't say easily, it's never easy like you said, but he has definitely got the pace.
Quick check on the other showdown competitors. Skinner is in 8th there to Mackenzie, then it's Jackson. Glenn Irwin dropped down to 11th on the opening lap, although he's just gone past Lee Jackson. So Jackson then loses a place 2 at Glenn Irwin. Kyle Ride is down in 13th place. He's the other showdown competitor to bring to your attention, but it's Brad Ray with a 33.9.
Yeah, when you get a chance, just look at how much of the road and the white line Brad Ray's using, but with absolute confidence. Sometimes you use a lot of the road when you're taking a risk and you want a lap time. In his case, it just knows what he can do and he's confident doing it.
Live standings, as it, you know, if it was to stay like this, is a long way to go. Of course, 22 points would be Brad Ray's lead. Tommy Bridewell without a victory this year so far. It's just felt like so far this season, James, that Tommy's just not quite had the right pieces to the jigsaw.
Yeah, he's really struggled with setup. He's notoriously finicky with setup. If it doesn't suit him, he tends to struggle a little bit. If things really go his way, we saw throughout the showdown last year, it was spectacular, especially here, but at Brands as well.
Jason O'Halloran in 3rd, number 22, green helmet, the McCann's Yamaha, eager to find a way past Tommy Bridewell. He doesn't want to let Brad Ray out of his sights. 13 points separated them coming into this one. Of course, O'Halloran went on that stunning run midway through the season. 12 consecutive podiums, 7 wins within that as well. But he's not been on the podium since Thruxton. So as they go into Lodge Corner, it is Ray that leads from Bridewell and O'Halloran.
Yeah, Brad Ray's definitely the one with the momentum going into the showdown, coming off, well, when did he finish off the podium?
Another 33.9 there for Ray. Likewise, though, for Bridewell. The fastest lap to Peter Hickman. A 33.866 from Hickey.
And there he is.
It's typical, isn't it? Peter Hickman, 2nd place at Snetterton.
Yeah.
It's all come a little bit too late for him.
Yeah, it is.
We're on lap 4 of 14. Bradley Ray, number 28 there, leads on the Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha with Bridewell in 2nd. Around Island Bend we go. This has been a slightly better response from Tommy Bridewell this lap. Brad Ray looked like he just edged out, what, 4 or 5 tenths? But that looks like it's come down a bit.
It's definitely closer, yeah.
So then, this is the 2nd group. You could just see there Rory Skinner just up ahead of Mackenzie there, following number 18 on the BMW. That's Andy Irwin. So they're 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Dropping down the hill into Hizzies. Bit of a lunge further back there from Christian Idden. And there is Glenn Irwin, number 2. Not been his favoured circuit over the years, Oulton Park.
No, it hasn't. It's fair to say, but you can never bet against him. If things go his way, he can certainly spring a surprise.
Not afraid to stick his neck out, Glenn Irwin.
No, that's exactly what he does.
And Donington Park, of course, one of his specialities, so perhaps we'll see him come alive there.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of get the impression that he rides with a little bit too much aggression. Sometimes that works against him, I think.
So over the hill we go, and we begin lap 5 of 14. Dropping into the 34s there, as Tara Mackenzie eager to find a way through on Rory Skinner. Mackenzie will see that big gap up ahead of Andy Irwin as well.
Yeah, Mackenzie just needed a better start. That's what he needed and what he didn't get.
And Lee Jackson is falling through the field a little bit. He's lost another place now. He's lost one to Christian Idden. Jackson now down to 12th. 1 place better off than Kyle Wright. Incidentally, your showdown competitors on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the tower of graphic. The green line next to their name are the showdown competitors. Ducati Clean top speeds. The 2 TBM Ducatis are 1 and 2 ahead of Leon Haslam and Bridewell.
Yeah, I mean, we know that V4 Ducati is a powerful bike. It's a quick bike. Honestly, round here, when you've got this much power anyway, it doesn't count for that much.
Fastest first sector to Tommy Bridewell in 2nd place on lap 5 of 14. Bridewell starting to get into his stride. Looking here at the 2 Irwins, that's Andy, number 18, up ahead of his brother Glenn, number 2 on the Honda. Glenn's just started to put in some decent laps as well. Meanwhile, out front, here is Bradley Ray, number 28, ahead of Tommy Bridewell. He's not breaking away from them, James.
He's not, and Tommy's using a lot of road. Is Jason having a look up the inside? He had a look.
And Peter Hickman, a rider who's had some success here at Oulton in the past, is joining them as well.
Yeah, Peter's had some success at every circuit. He's been in the job a long time. 17 out. Here comes Jason into Old Hall. Nice clean move, that.
So number 1 and 2 in the championship are 1 and 2 on circuit here as we're getting closer to the halfway point. Bradley Ray, the championship leader, 13 ahead of Jason Halloran coming into today.
Yep, Jason said on the grid that he thinks he's found a setup he's happy with. The bike's gone in the right direction in terms of how it feels, so who knows.
So up towards Shell Oils, the hairpin. Positive camber around here.
Like as positive camber as you get on any corner of any track in the UK.
That was really neat from Jason Halloran as well, as we now go up to Britain chicane, left, then right, then left again over the top of the hill and get the power on towards Hizzies. Tommy Bridewell there still in 3rd place, then it's Hickman and a bit of a gap forming just behind him, back to Leon Haslam. Through Hizzy chicane we go. This is where it went wrong for Jason Halloran last year. At the moment he's looking pretty smooth in 2nd.
Yep. Slid off out front. Uncharacteristic mistake at the time, but it was just a little bit of harbinger of what was going to happen for the rest of the showdown, unfortunately for him.
Just saw there in the background, Kyle Ride just doesn't really seem to have that bike comfortable at all. It doesn't look as smooth as his teammate out front.
Right, yeah, Kyle Ride is a rider that we all know how much talent he's got, but doesn't show it as often as what he should be doing, actually.
It's a bit of a Scottish battle forming just in the background there. It looked like Mackenzie was trying to challenge Rory Skinner, and they're side by side, and Hickman is up the inside of Tommy Bridewell.
Bridewell's gone for the switchback.
So it is as you were. Bradley Ray from Jason O'Halloran. The fastest lap of the race still to Hickman, a 33.8. But these are the coolest conditions the riders have faced all weekend so far.
Yep.
That lap that Bradley Ray set this morning in qualifying, of course, in pretty decent sunny conditions.
Yeah, decent sunny conditions, and didn't have to worry about a tyre lasting for the duration of the race. So
there's your top 4 going around Shell Oils. There's Haslam, and Mackenzie has now gone through on Rory Skinner. So Tara Mackenzie, the reigning champion, is up into 7th. Next rider for him to try and attack is Danny Buchan. As we head through the chicane, they're in turn catching Leon Haslam in the battle for 5th place here on lap 7. Background there, you can just see Christian Hidden trying to make a move on Andy Irwin as well. There's Leon Haslam, no showdown spot for him. We mentioned this so many times this year, at the start of the year.
Yeah,
Haslam, Sykes, Brooks, wow, unreal. But it's not to be. All sorts of rumours about what might happen next year. Leon Haslam, will he be on the grid? There's been some rumours he might have his own team. Is he staying with Vision Track? Just that's one of plenty to pick from around this paddock at the moment.
Brad Ray just sneaking away here.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Visually, you can see he's got a couple of extra tenths on this lap. In fact, it was, what, 15 hundredths on the last lap. Across the line, it's 6 tenths.
Yeah, that was half a second in that lap, that's right.
Ryan Vickers at Lodge is pulled out of the race. Sorry, Clay Hill there for Ryan Vickers. It's been a torrid season.
Yes, it has.
For the rider from Thetford on that FHO Racing BMW course, missing out on Sunday at Snetterton a couple of weeks ago with concussion. So in the meantime, Bradley Ray is trying to check out, and it's O'Halloran versus Bridewell and Hickman for 2nd, it looks like at the moment, as Bridewell goes through. Lovely move from the Ducati rider.
Yeah, and this is perfect for Brad Ray, because however clean it was, it definitely cost the pair of them a little bit of time. Not much in that case, actually.
Of all the showdown competitors entering today, Tommy Bridewell had the most work to do. He was in 8th place, 53 down.
Yeah, I mean, he needs nothing less than what happened to him last year, so he wins.
Let's have a look at this move. He set it up, good speed around Ireland.
He did. The problem with that is, if you come quick out of Ireland, you're still on the side of the tyre, you can't get your brakes on as hard, but he made that look good. So
far, so good for Brad Ray out front. This is what we expected to see after his phenomenal lap time earlier on, and I'm interested to see what sort of lap time he's about to post here. There is Taz Mackenzie. He's gone through on Danny Buchan. Mackenzie then is up into 6th. Next for him, Leon Haslam. So 2 former British Superbike champions on your screen there. 91 is Haslam, winner in 2018, and last year's champion Mackenzie just behind him. Up over Clay Hill, and we've started lap 9 of 14. Brad Ray, he's not setting the world on fire lap time wise, a 34.1, but he doesn't have to, because no one else is getting near it.
No.
As Glenn Irwin goes now through on Skinner.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds at the front now, Ray to Bridewell, and that's another half second, just over half a second quicker on that last lap.
You'll see that on his pit board as well.
Yeah.
Plus 1.4 perhaps next time we get round Tommy Bridewell then on for second place. He's not had too many second places. In fact, he's only had one second place all year. That was at Oulton here earlier in the season. His fair share of bad luck, though, at times, Tommy Bridewell this season. Although hitting your own kill switch might not be seen as bad luck.
No, when you listen to him, he definitely feels like the Yamahas as a package have got the drop on the Ducatis at the moment. And that's common. That's common as a rider. You don't want to think that it's your fault that you're not winning. And like I said, he's quite picky on setup, and that's brilliant if you've got the right setup. But if you haven't, he's a way off.
There's Taz McKenzie, number 1, teammate to Jason O'Halloran, the McCams Yamaha rider now. Next in line for him is Haslam, and that might just be as good as it gets for Taz McKenzie in this race. 5th place at best, because there's a gap then up ahead to the top 4.
And only 5 laps left.
So then, this is how it would look in terms of forming the grid for tomorrow. Hickey would be on pole from Jason O'Halloran, and Bradley Ray as McKenzie here. Nicely done. Door left open.
Yeah, a little bit of a block pass, slow mid-corner, but you've got your man behind you, so he has to slow down as well. Leon looks up the inside. That's not going to work.
So, can Tara McKenzie close that gap down to Hickman? It seems unlikely, but you never know. We're on lap 10 of 14. Brad Ray, 1.8 seconds clear. I'll remind you, he's had 19 podiums this year in 24 races.
Only 0.3 of a second quicker that last lap, but he doesn't need to do any more.
No. He's just been brilliant. When you think Bradley Ray, before the start of this season, you would never have picked him out, I don't think, as being the dominant force. We know he's had the talent, James.
Yeah, but honestly, he's had the talent for years, and we've seen it for years. He had a start to one season, don't know when, a few years ago, and he was so good. I mean, you know he's got the talent.
No, absolutely. He's certainly always had it, but this is brilliant as well, and he's just showing no signs of pressure. Everything is just working perfectly. Yeah,
he's on the bike that he loves, and that made a big difference at the beginning of this year. He really trusts the team as well, and he's in a happy place. And I cannot emphasise an happy rider and a settled rider and a confident one coming off some good results. That's a massive difference.
He's 2.1 seconds up to Tommy Bridewell at the moment.
Plus the fact he's got Shaky Byrne helping him, so that's got to be a good thing. It seems to work.
It does seem to work. Everyone does well after a pep talk from Shaky.
I'm going to get him to give me a scolding at times, sometimes when I make a mistake in life.
Tommy Bridewell, as it stands in second place, would actually move up a fair few places here in the championship.
Yeah, but it's not going to be enough. He needs more. He had a brilliant showdown last year, did Tommy?
He would go from 8th to 4th just in this race alone. If the checkered flag went out now, Jason O'Halloran then is in 3rd, and now coming under a bit of pressure from Peter Hickman, who, of course, doesn't care one bit who wins the showdown. No, he's got no part to play in it. It's just a matter of pride.
Yes,
seeming like Hickey's probably going to stay at FHO Racing BMW next year as well.
Actually, hate to say it, but the team's built around him. It's built around him and his short circuit, which he's very good at. Look at him there. But also about his roads campaign. He knows the bike. He knows the bike's pretty competitive most places, and especially at the Isle of Man, where horsepower is a bigger deal than it is certainly around Cadwell and places like this, Oulton Park.
Yeah, he's had some good results actually of late, Peter Hickman. It's just all come too late.
Good all-round rider.
Yeah,
Pete.
Fantastic. Yeah. In the background there, Tara McKenzie is closing, but is he going to have enough time? The rider in 5th we're talking about, trying to find a way closer to this man on screen.
I know Hickey sees himself as being at a little bit of a disadvantage with his physical size. He's a big, tall rider, and he sees that as an advantage at the Isle of Man, big levers, etc. But he certainly doesn't see it as an advantage at more short circuits.
Earlier on this year at Oulton Park, Bradley Ray picked up his first win of the season, and he's not really looked back. There's not been a round at all where you could honestly say he's had a weak event. I mean, Brands Hatch, he finished 4th in all 3 races, but every single one of them, he was in the frame to fight for podiums.
And remember at Thruxton, those brilliant races with O'Halloran and McKenzie, he could have had a better meeting there. Yeah. It was a 1/10 of a second off another win there.
Well, it could have got even better for him as well. I mean, he was leading, wasn't he, at Silverstone when he crashed the opening round of the season as well. So everything going pretty well so far for Brad Ray. He's 3.1 seconds clear of the rest of the field. You know, he's almost a second quicker than Tommy Bridewell on that last lap. And that is an awful lot at this level.
And Irwin's into the pitch, issue with the bike. when you looks out,
Yeah, and he's not had a lot of it of late.
No, a bit sore as well. That could be him. I don't think it is, because he's a brave lad, but he is fairly knocked about from his crash yesterday.
Yeah, we saw him earlier on, and you could tell from
hobbling about.
Yeah, he was hobbling.
I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be.
Oh, Mackenzie's gone down. The reigning champion is down.
And that does not look brilliant.
Oh my goodness! Now this could be so significant in the championship.
Absolutely.
He's being helped up there as well. Oh, that's taken the wind out of his sails, but that's good.
I thought it was been a bit steadier than that with his legs. That's good.
Do you know what, James? He got through to 5th, and he was taking chunks out of Hickman. He was so desperate to try and move mountains in these closing laps, and unfortunately, I mean, that could be in the way the showdown goes, James. This could be the point where the defence of the title is waved away.
I think so. Yeah, you've got.
Hello, Danny, said Glenn. As he goes up into 7th. Wow, okay, so Taron Mackenzie, it was this time last year where he won and he ignited his championship chances.
Yeah.
Roll on 12 months and he's crashed, and this could be it.
That's racing for you. It's a mountain to climb now for Taz Mackenzie.
We're on lap 13 of 14. Glenn Irwin now is trying to hunt down Leon Haslam and find 5th place. You know what, 5th place, it's not enough when you want to fight for the showdown and title overall, but I think Glenn Irwin, from where he was on the grid, might just take that. That's how it would look at the end of this race. Look at that, how costly it would be for Mackenzie. 55 points adrift if the flag went out right now. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Taron. I'm not sure we're going to get an awful lot. Look in the background.
Back of the shot.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's an unusual crash, because he must have had a lot of brakes still on, because they're the camber's coming right on, and
it almost looked like the front wheel came off the ground. And
no, he had a lot of brake on. That's what's happened there. That was kind of a normal front-end crash, but on a corner that you wouldn't expect it to happen there.
Oh, what a shame for Taron Mackenzie. Of course, he'll get another shot at it tomorrow, but he cannot afford any more mistakes, especially when Brad Ray is riding the way he is out front, because we're getting closer to starting the final lap. This is the battle for second. Peter Hickman trying to find his way on the podium in the closing stages.
Tommy Bridewell looking a little bit more settled in second.
But, as he mentioned earlier on, second won't do.
No, he won't do it. Not if he wants to be champion. He'll not do at all.
He's not in this business for second, third or fourth, he said to us yesterday in an interview. But it's what he's going to have to settle for by the looks of things. We've started the final lap then of the first race of the showdown in 2022, and so far, untouchable, unflappable Bradley Ray out front by over 3 seconds with under a lap left. Tommy Bridewell in seconds.
Yeah, Tommy, hang on.
That's some good
big corner speed by
Halloran,
yeah.
I just wonder if there was a bit of a mistake from Tommy on the approach to Cascades as well. So maybe this one isn't over in the battle for second place. Jason O'Halloran then is looking lively here. Will he pull the plug? No, he can't pull the pin into the Shell Oils. So will he line it all up into Lodge Corner, the final turn? He's got to make it neat as well. Peter Hickman's not done either, and in the closing stages, Leon Haslam, in fairness to him,
yeah, he's not giving up.
Getting closer to this group, another rider who's missed out this year. So then into Hizzies we go. Another overtaking opportunity gone for O'Halloran.
Tommy desperate to get some more. Got some bonuses. He buys tractors every time he has a good result with Tommy.
And again, Jason O'Halloran gets out of Hizzies quite well.
Yeah, he does.
Up towards Clay Hill and now into Druids.
If it's going to happen, it has to start happening now.
And there's it. Oh, no! O'Halloran's down! Hickman touches O'Halloran and O'Halloran goes down! Can you believe it? It's a nightmare for McCann's Yamaha. Hickman has bumped into O'Halloran, and Bradley Ray here is going to win the first race of the showdown. And when he looks over his shoulder, he's going to realise that his title chances
have just taken a massive step forward, not just through his riding.
Wow! Ray wins from Tommy Bridewell, and Leon Haslam is third. He takes the podium, so he goes through on Peter Hickman. It's all smiles for the Rich Energy OMG team, but
Alan can't happy, but nobody at McCann's will be happy with that, including this man. I mean, that was that's an unusual move from Hickey. He's a safe and clean rider. Up the inside into Druids.
I mean, that's just one angle, isn't it? It's hard to see, but that's a fast crash as well.
Yeah,
it came from a long way.
It came from a long way back, and Jason saw him really, really late, and then tried to sit the bike up, couldn't avoid it. And when it's your handlebars in the back end of a solid rider, then That's what happened. Big crash, that unfortunate for Jason.
Oh, he's absolutely furious. Absolutely furious, Jason Halloran. The two McCams Yamaha riders oh, blimey. Someone's going to have to calm him down, I think,
Yep.
Jason Halloran, because what a nightmare for Steve
Complete
Rogers
nightmare.
riders.
You know, we always say you can never tell what's going to happen in this sport, and that, the last lap, when it looked like a safe, fairly safe podium, in fact, possibly even a go at second, and then that happens.
Peter Hickman is about to come over towards Druids, visor down, and
that's his dad, Dave, and decent level racer himself.
well, okay, we'll obviously talk about that and discuss it further shortly. Jason
you know what he's waiting for.
Yeah, well, you know exactly what he's waiting for, and it's not to send out an invite for Christmas dinner, is it? It's under investigation at the moment, as you would expect, that incident involving Peter Hickman and Jason O'Halloran, and there you go.
Yeah.
That was the signal to Hickey.
Probably good they kept him away from the track, because, I mean, not that Jason will, but I have seen riders throwing things, including helmets,
I mean,
onto the track.
It's going to be one of the big talking points, of course, James, but you can take nothing away from Brad Ray there. I mean, that was a masterclass.
Absolutely, yeah.
There you go. There is Jason. Oh dear. Well, I think we're going to have a bit more. There's a bit more to come here.
All I would say is it was really unfortunate, but the Hickey does not make an habit of that.
No, not at all.
I mean, really unfortunate.
In the meantime,
What a ride, though, from
I mean,
Brad Ray.
Brad Ray doesn't care what's gone on behind him.
Championship ride.
I mean, this could be the turning point already. You never know. Hickman was fourth in the end. Leon Haslam, by the way, is on the podium for the first time since we were last here at Oulton Park. Here are the results and standings then. Bradley Ray it is that wins by 2.7 seconds. How things have changed. Tommy Bridewell second, Leon Haslam third. There are no McCams Yamahas on this sheet because they're both out of the race. Hickman was fourth ahead of Glenn Irwin and Danny Buchan. Further down, points for Danny Kent, Tom Neve and Dean Harrison. This is how it looks then after all that drama. Bradley Ray sails to a 38-point lead ahead of Jason O'Halloran, who crashed, ahead of Tara McKenzie, who's out as well. Tommy Bridewell goes up to fourth overall with his second place finish. Further down, it's all pretty immaterial for these guys. It's just about pride now. Josh Brooks in 13th, ahead of Andy Irwin and Tom Sykes.